Why does the military promote people who fail upward? I spent 3 years watching it happen to Lieutenant Garrett Holloway, and it nearly destroyed my faith in the entire system. First time I met Holloway was at Fort Benning, 2009. I was a staff sergeant running logistics for our battalion. He was fresh out of West Point, 22 years old, and couldn't read a basic supply requisition form. Within his first month, he ordered 500 M16 magazines instead of 50. Cost the unit $47,000 in unnecessary equipment we had to store and eventually return. His punishment? A counseling session and reassignment to personnel management. 6 months later, Holloway screwed up leave paperwork so badly that 15 soldiers missed their flights home for Christmas. Had families waiting at airports. Kids crying, the whole nightmare. I personally had to unfuck his mess at midnight on Christmas Eve, calling the finance office to authorize emergency travel funds. His consequence? Promotion to first lieutenant and transfer to another battalion. I watched this pattern repeat for 3 years. Holloway would catastrophically fail at something, get shuffled somewhere else, and somehow climb higher. Meanwhile, competent officers like Lieutenant Nolan Reeves, who ran the tightest supply operation I'd ever seen, got passed over for promotion because his leadership metrics needed improvement. The breaking point came in Afghanistan, 2011. Holloway, now a captain, was assigned as our battalion operations officer. I felt my stomach drop when I saw his name on the deployment roster. This man would be coordinating combat missions. His first week in country, Holloway sent a convoy to the wrong grid coordinates. Wrong province. They drove 2 hours into hostile territory before realizing the error. Miracle, nobody got killed. I was in the TOC when they radioed back, furious and low on fuel, stuck in Taliban country because Captain Holloway had transposed 2 numbers. The battalion commander was livid, called Holloway into his office. I thought, finally, this is it. He's done. 3 days later, Holloway got reassigned as the aide-de-camp to the brigade commander. A promotion in everything but name. I cornered our sergeant major in the smoke pit. How does he keep failing up? What am I missing here? Sergeant Major Donovan took a long drag on his cigarette. You really don't know? Know what? Holloway's dad is Major General Holloway, 2-star. Works at the Pentagon in personnel management. He flicked ash onto the ground. Every time Junior screws up, Daddy makes a phone call. Gets him reassigned before anyone can file formal paperwork. That counseling session you mentioned never made it into his permanent file. None of it did. I felt something crack inside my chest. The system wasn't broken. It was working exactly as designed, just not for people like me. But here's what Sergeant Major Donovan told me next. Here's the thing though. You can't hide incompetence forever, especially not in combat. And Daddy's protection only works stateside. Out here, different rules apply. 2 months later, Holloway made his final mistake. He authorized a resupply mission during a sandstorm, explicitly against every safety protocol. The helicopter crashed. Pilot and co-pilot both survived, but barely. This time, the incident report couldn't be disappeared. Too many witnesses, too much damage. JAG got involved. General Holloway tried to intervene, but the evidence was overwhelming. His son had violated direct orders and nearly killed 2 soldiers. Captain Holloway was relieved of duty, sent home, and quietly pushed into early retirement with a general discharge. Not honorable, not dishonorable, just gone. Lieutenant Reeves, the one who'd been passed over repeatedly, he made major 6 months later and took over as battalion operations officer. Ran the smoothest logistics operation in Regional Command East. Got a Bronze Star for it. I ran into Holloway's dad 3 years ago at a conference in D.C. He looked 20 years older, defeated. Found out later he'd retired early too. Reputation destroyed by his son's failure. Spent 2 decades building a career, threw it away trying to protect someone who should never have been in uniform. And Holloway himself? Last I heard, he's working mall security in Virginia, still telling anyone who'll listen about his time as a captain in Afghanistan. Some people never learn that rank means nothing if you can't do the job. Turns out gravity works in the military too. Eventually, everyone falls.